Who knows, a friendly little visit like this could be the start of something. You're walking along the street, or you're at a party,
Or else you're alone, and then you suddenly dig. You're looking in someone's eyes, you suddenly realize
that this could be the start of something big.
Hey, Kim here. I couldn't let Father's Day get past me without stopping to pay tribute to one of those popular television topics, favorite TV dads. When going back to the golden years of television, there's a lot of TV dads to choose from, so no one's list is going to look similar. As most know, I pride myself on being unique. So I really wanted to jump into this list and avoid some of the old standbys. I mean, we all love Ward Cleaver and Rob Petrie. However, what happens if we look to the show dads outside of the usual TV land or Nick at Night fare? Is there a certain amount of thirst at play on this list? Potentially, but that's for me to know and regular viewers to figure out for themselves. Without further ado, here are my top 5 favorite classic TV dads. Regular viewers will recognize Lucas McCain, who pops up with some regularity on Ticklish Business. Heck, he's even in our credit sequence. The Rifleman premiered in 1958 as part of the unending wave of Westerns which took over the airwaves towards the tail end of the 1950s. The show ran 5 seasons before its cancellation in 1963. Chuck Connors starred as Lucas McCain, a rancher and homesteader struggling to raise his young son Mark, played by Johnny Crawford, on the Wild West frontier. Connors packed the physicality of your typical Western hero into a smart and complex portrayal of the single father. Connors was a professional athlete before he turned to acting, playing not only for the Boston Celtics, but also in Major League Baseball as part of the Dodgers organization. Throughout the run of The Rifleman, Lucas reflects openly about having to play the role of both parents, which stands apart from the lonely, rough, and rugged figures common to the other Westerns of the period. And have you seen him handle that rifle? Okay, Henry Mitchell is one of the deeper cuts on this list. In truth, Dennis the Menace is a series for which I've only recently gained an appreciation. The series premiered in 1959 and ran 4 seasons before it came to an end in 1963. As Henry Mitchell, Herbert Anderson is one of the unsung joys of the classic TV era. I recently jumped back into the series after a long time away. I'm sorry, but Dennis is Dennis. He's an acquired taste. However, I've gained a new appreciation for not only Herbert Anderson as Henry, but actress Gloria Henry as Alice. These two are delightful. The couple stand out as 2 of the more realistic sitcom parents. Henry packs all the cardigans and pipe smoking of his contemporaries without seeming quite as dad-like. While there's always a distinct feeling that people in the 1950s were so grown up and so adult, Henry and Alice were far more human. They sometimes got overwhelmed. They didn't always want to be parents, and sometimes they were far more interested in each other than they were in their son.
How about the Glenn Ford picture around the corner? Tonight's the last night.
You want to see a Western?
I want to see Glenn Ford.
Well, you got a Henry Mitchell. What's the matter with him?
Not a thing. I'm going to hold Henry Mitchell's hand, and I'm going to put my head on Henry Mitchell's shoulder, and I'm just going to relax and keep my eyes on Glenn Ford.
Revisiting Dennis the Menace with the perspective of age has been a delight I honestly wasn't expecting, and this is thanks to Herbert Anderson as Henry Mitchell.
They're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and spooky. They're all together ooky, the Addams Family.
We all know the theme song. The Addams Family is our shortest running show on this list, airing for only 2 seasons between 1964 and 1966. However, it is probably the longest lasting in the popular culture memory. John Astin appeared in the show as Patriarch Gomez and one half of what has to be the greatest sitcom couple ever, Gomez and Morticia Addams.
It's my husband's pièce de résistance, crème de la toadstool.
You spoke French.
Later. Mrs. Dragwater and I have a lot to discuss.
Oh, pardon me.
And this right here is exactly why this show is so good. If Henry and Alice Mitchell didn't completely conform to the norms of mid-20th century sitcom parents, Gomez and Morticia really didn't conform to the standards set by the era. As Gomez, Aston injects a personality into the part which is so unlike anything else hitting the airwaves at the time. We see Gomez as a husband who's barely able to hide his attraction to his wife.
Tish, that's French.
Patricia, Skater, where are you?
Darling, please, not in that suit.
Oh, yes, yes.
He likes his toys and he really doesn't give a darn what everyone else thinks. It's actually quite refreshing. Embarrassingly, Bonanza is probably the newest watch for me, despite it being the longest running show on this list. The legendary Western premiered in 1959 and ran for an astounding 14 seasons before going off the air in 1973. The show starred Lorne Greene as Ben Cartwright, patriarch of the Cartwright clan and head of the Ponderosa Ranch. The series, like The Rifleman above, was primarily a Western with just a hint of family drama, as Ben, also a widowed father, maneuvered life on the West, but also the lives of his grown sons, played by Parnell Roberts, Dan Blocker, and Michael Landon. Sure, it might not be the most productive of familial relationships, but Lorne Greene was just so paternal that it's easy to overlook. Last but not least, I'm bringing this list to a close with my, sure, slightly unconventional favorite, Martin Lane from The Patty Duke Show. The sitcom ran for 3 seasons between 1963 and 1966 and featured Patty Duke in dual roles as identical cousins, Patty and Kathy Lane. Martin Lane, like Henry Mitchell above, is a bit of an unsung delight of the classic era of television. Actor William Shallard was a workhorse who put together a career of prolific proportions in the body of a character actor. His filmography lists an astounding 386 credits. Martin Lane holds together the Lane clan and deals with 2 rambunctious teenagers in the early 1960s in his own steadying way, while still managing to manage a newspaper. I suppose he's probably the most traditional sitcom dad on this list. However, the series makes beautiful use of his chemistry with Patty Duke, resulting in some of the most adorable and heartwarming work between the two.
Supang Nipcat, Parliamentary cameo. I love you. Chemo, Kaimo, stare, Mahai, Maho, Marumpa, stick a pumpernickel. Supang Nipcat, Parliamentary cameo. Oh, Patty, I'm so sorry.
At the same time, though, by the 3rd season, the Patty Duke Show managed to not only find Martin and wife Natalie, played by Jean Byron, a voice in the show.
I've become a lady of leisure.
Well, how about a snack, lady of leisure?
These moments between the two are refreshingly human and remind us that parenting is never as easy as it looks on television. Well, this brings my look at my favorites dads to a close. Of course, there's so many more who can be mentioned. In fact, this list could have been a lot bigger. Who are your favorites dads? Let us know in the comments. Stay tuned for more here at Ticklish Business as we honor and deconstruct the world of classic entertainment. My name is Kim. You can find me on Twitter at ticklish_biz, as well as at kpierce624. Facebook person, give us a like or a follow over at Ticklish Business Podcast. We have lots of classic entertainment content posting at journeysinclassicfilm.com. As always, if you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.